Matt McCall is leaving the 6 team at the end of this year. That was announced this week. I don't know how closely the 6 and the 17 groups work together, but what influence have you seen Matt have on RFK Racing and his time there?
Yeah, I mean, our teams are very connected. We've worked really well together. It's been a big focus for our groups in the last several years, trying to be better, right, to turn the page at RFK, and I think Matt's been very instrumental in that process. So, it's I guess something didn't really see coming, but I guess I'm also in my own little world right next door, right? So at the same time, I just wish Matt the best, and certainly has helped get us to a place where we're able to say that we're consistently winning races every year right now. Just need to keep working and get them better, but yeah, definitely been a big part of that.
I know NASCAR had a meeting with you guys about kind of jumping off of everything that happened last week. What was kind of the tone of it? What did you guys go over?
The tone was fine. It's basically trying to get back to common sense and say go race and quit screwing with these outcomes. I think didn't really need conversation in my opinion, or it shouldn't have, but we certainly do. So yeah, it's frustrating, and I was terrible last week. I wasn't part of any of it, but you sit there and watch back afterwards, and it's just makes you mad. And it's just we've migrated so heavily towards all these team orders, manufacturer orders as we go speedway racing. That's become more and more frustrating as it just tries to get more and more controlled. We're supposed to bring 40 race cars to the track and compete for one spot. So, I mean, I'm glad big things came from it. I think they did a good job with that. I think the message is clear, and I think the message was made clear that you do it again, it's going to get worse.
Do you think there should have been more done, or?
I can agree with what they did. I think the message is there. I have to believe that message has been received. Ultimately, you could have done more or less, and it probably would suffice just the same. So, no, I think NASCAR did a good job at saying this is not something we're going to do. There's more broad, overreaching effects of what all went down, and ultimately the penalties came down on those very directly involved and not those that benefited, or in that way you get into a lot harder things to certainly prove, right? So at the end of the day, yes, there's some that benefited from it, but I think the message is there that you're not going to get that help from competitors going forward without very severe penalties. So I think you're going to realize that you're going to have to create your own destiny, which is what we come to the racetrack to do every week. We joke about the line that you bring your friends to the racetrack and the hauler with you. We don't travel in haulers anymore, but the point is there. You know what? Let's go to the racetrack. Let's race and quit messing around with trying to manipulate everything. And it's a whole lot of reasons why it's around, but I think that was a good step in trying to make it not be around.
Time adjusted went to Chuck Series Championship last night. What kind of relationship do you have with him, if any?
Yeah, I don't. Ty was, he came into the Roush development program, I think the time that I was at JTG.
Gotcha. Okay.
So didn't have a whole lot of crossover in those few years, but did a hell of a job yesterday. Had a dominant truck and worked to make it happen. It was a fun race to watch. I enjoyed it. Happy for him, and being able to pull that off. That was a cool start to the championship weekend for me, not being involved in one for our Cup side, but it was cool to see. Ty is one of those drivers that has that a more old school upbringing, to the best of my knowledge, that's fought and clawed his way to the position he's in, and is certainly making making the best of it.
Thank you.
Going back to the start of the season, Ford announced that they were going to be bringing the Mustang Dark Horse to the racetrack. And there's a lot of, talk about how the beginning of the year, the Fords were not where they wanted to be. Obviously now with the shot 2 in the championship 4, how do you feel the notebook has grown over this season? And, how excited are you knowing how strong the Fords have been?
Yeah, you think about the year. Beginning of the year, we didn't have the wins in the Ford camp. But we had a lot of really good days. We ran second here early in the season with our group. We had a lot of close calls at other times, and came a little bit short at times. So I don't know that that necessarily we were missing a whole lot at the beginning of the season. I think that our consistency wasn't quite there at the beginning of the season. We had speed at a lot of times, so it just took a little while to dial it in a little bit more.